Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Oh my goodness, what has it been? It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks since I've been live with you. You definitely are my therapy this morning, that's for sure, along with this one that's sitting next to me right now. It's been a couple of fun, sad, emotional 3 weeks since I have seen you last. Let's start with the fun because that is the biggest thing. I've been wanting to share with you my experience in Orlando. Many of you know that I earned the incentive trip, and I am required to tell you that less than 1% of demonstrators worldwide earn the incentive trip. And this year it was to Orlando. So when we first got there, we all had these little name badges. Mine was pink, and we always stood out because everybody else had like a pretty peacock colored, and everyone who was a first time achiever had these pink ones. And so I was walking around with my pink one. The very first night we came back to our room, and this was hanging on our door, this beautiful card from Sarah, who's the CEO, I guess, owner. I was stamping up, and they had, and I don't have it here because it's way too big. It was this collapsible. It was kind of made of a really sturdy felt. It was a container that had the Stampin' Up logo on it, and it was filled with Diet Coke and sparkling water and chips and popcorn and all kinds of stuff for us to snack on during the week. And then I should say good morning to all of you. There are so many of you who have hopped on, and I so appreciate that. Um, Good morning to all of you, and thank you for all of you who are liking and sharing. Um, every day we got to, beginning with, let's see, we got there on Tuesday. So beginning on Wednesday, we could spin the wheel. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, we could spin the wheel. So the first day I won a Stampin' Up bag, which I don't have in here. I used it, and I think I left it at school because I brought some stuff to school in it. I loved it. Then the second day, I won this stamp set, which is going to be coming out in July, I believe, on the online exclusives. And so you will be able to see this. And then the next day, I won these. It's called Autumn Trees. And again, I believe this is coming out in July or in the new mini catalog. But look at those dies, the little deer down here and the tree. And then, of course, there are stamps to go with it. And Kathy Miller won those. So we're thinking that this might be a to-go class that we do together. Kathy earned the trip as well. And then I brought Lisa Nealon, who's also a demonstrator, who I do a lot of stamping with. We get together quite often. And then Kathy brought her daughter, Shauna, who's getting married in a couple of weekends. So those were fun. And then the last day, I won some DSP. We didn't get the DSP for the autumn one, but it looks really, really cool. So we're excited to show you that. And this is some of the DSP. So it's got like some little tags and some little things that you can cut. And we got to see some samples with some of this stuff already. And this. And there's a lot of each pattern. And then there's a plaid. And there are some cutouts here. And then the back is some more plaid, some more berries, something that's a little bit more muted. And we've got something that looks like this. So that's something to look forward to for Christmas. Hard to think of Christmas when it's not even July, right? It's not even June, really. Tomorrow's June 1st. And then on the very last day, when we got back from this party that we had, so we went to this party at Animal Kingdom, and we got to go on the 2 rides there. The Pandora one or the Avatar one, which I was feeling a little sick to my stomach from what we had just had from supper. So I was like, oh no, I don't know that I can go on this ride, but I'm so glad that I did. It was so cool. And then there's another one that you kind of ride through. I don't know what the other one was called. I'm sorry. I'm not a huge Disney person. But when we got back, we had this exclusive DSP that we could scrapbook our trip. So Lisa is more of a scrapbooker. So I gave her half of my paper. We also earned a scrapbook kit. It was a giveaway that everyone got at the one meeting that we had the first day, where we got to see some new product coming out and some things like that. And they sampled some of the product that's coming out. And so I gave that to Lisa as well, because I got all the other stuff. And then when we went to Animal Kingdom, we got these really cool wristbands. This was our ticket in, and they turn on and they light up like this and they glow on and they say Stampin' Up, which are so cool. I'm going to try to find these because I think these would be so fun for our vacation Bible school. Our theme is True North, and we're talking about the Northern Lights and things like that. And it's kind of like a camping up north, Alaska type theme. And so I just think that the kids would have so much fun and think these are really, really cool. So that was really the trip. I had a blast. It was so hot. They had unseasonably, well, actually record-breaking heat on, I think it was Thursday and Friday. Maybe it was Friday and Saturday. Can't remember. Friday, I know for sure. We were at Epcot that day. It was about 98 degrees. There wasn't a breeze to be had. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. And we were walking through Epcot. And we thought we would be there from 12 until 9. We lasted till 4:30. I think 4:30, maybe 4:15. And we went back and went in the pool. The pool was wonderful. It was a zero entry pool. So we would just walk in and then we would sit down and just sit, like Saturday, we sat in the pool pretty much all day. It was so much fun. So thank you to all of you, because I know that on my own, just buying Stampin' Up stuff with my discount, there's no way I would ever earn this. So it's thanks to all of you who purchase things from me, who are on my team, and have done so well on my team, that has helped me to earn this trip. So thank you very much. I should let you know, this is my tracker for the Alaskan cruise, which is next June, which I know Kathy Kessler says she's going to come with me no matter what. So a couple people have told me that, Kathy. So I'm not sure how many people I can get in my suitcase. But anyway, I am at 34,000 points and I need 40,000 points, and I have until the end of September to do it. So I'm actually doing really well. I think I'm probably going to be able to do it with all of your help. So thank you guys very, very much. I'm going to get this stuff all out of here. All right. Now, I have a lot of happy mail to show you. It was my birthday on Monday, and so I have a lot of cards to share with you. I came home and I think most of my cards came on Tuesday because Monday was the holiday. And so I received this thank you from Melody Radomski. Look at that. This was a card that I received. Look at this. I'm going to keep the belly band on so you can see it with the belly band. This was a card design that we did not too long ago, and it opens up like this. And this was from Nancy for my birthday. Thank you, Nancy. And this one, I was going to do this fold today, but then I ended up doing something else that I saw online, and I'll probably do this one another time. This is from Sarah Markwart. Look at that, beautiful. She knows I love yellow. She loves blue. Look at this, happy birthday. This is from Debbie Peters, and she gave me this beautiful, beautiful plant. Was sitting at my house when I got home from the cottage. Thank you to all of you who are saying happy belated birthday. I'll be fighting for a spot in my suitcase. Debbie will be too. Look at this one. Celebrate You. This is from Kaven Efren. Isn't that cute? This is a fun fold as well. This is from, I believe, Sarah New, maybe. I believe that's who it's from. Cute. Look at this one. Wishing you an amazing day. This is from Marge. That. And then look at this beauty. Oh, I love that beautiful designer paper with that happy birthday. This is from Amanda. Look at this. I love this. With the sips. Celebratory Sips, I think is what the name of the paper is. And this is from Karen. That cute. Here's another yellow one. And this is from Sandy Calloway. Gorgeous cards. I was so blessed. This one right here, a beauty from Diane Van Grel. Thank you for all of you who are saying happy belated birthday. This is from Lisa Nealon. Get that fun fold. And then this pops open like that as well. So cool. And then I saved this one for last because, oh my goodness, when she gave me this, I was like, oh, so beautiful. First of all, she gave me this little basket. Look at this. This is used with the Everyday Arches dies. And so she borrowed my dies because, of course, they've been out of stock for quite a while. And so she wanted to make some of these. And look at how absolutely adorable this little basket is. It has a little tag that says thanks. It was filled with chocolates, but it was like 3 weeks ago. They're gone. But then she had this matching card. Look at how beautiful. This is from Mary Van Domlin. And she made a little gift card holder, and she was thanking me for the free classes online and for Card Club. So, and then she also gave me these stamps. I've never seen these stamps before. These are stamps that are for hand canceling. So instead of putting them through the machine, they will hand cancel them for you. And up to 1 ounce, this is good for. But you have to add extra if you're going to have something that's 2 ounces. So if you keep it under 1 ounce and it's like some of the bumpier stuff because you put sequins and stuff on, these stamps are for that. I've never seen these before. And I was like, oh, I love that. So those were all of the wonderful cards that came my way that I wanted to share with all of you because I know you love ideas just as much as I love different ideas. I felt so blessed. So Monday morning when we were up at the cottage, I received a message that one of our students was in a serious car accident. Not your normal car accident where it was 2 cars. Some of the boys had been kind of messing around and doing things, you know, how teenage boys can be. So they were, someone was hanging on to the outside of the car. And I don't know all the specifics of all of that. It doesn't really matter. But one of the boys was seriously injured and he was flown to our children's hospital in Milwaukee. And I used to be the campus minister at our high school, and my role used to be, I used to have a part on our trauma response team, and I had gone through all of that training. And right now we don't have a principal and we don't have a campus minister because they've left throughout the year. And so I knew that they were shorthanded. So I reached out to one of our guidance counselors and I said, how can I help? And she said, come to a meeting this afternoon. We're figuring it all out. So I went to that meeting, and of course I got thrown into all of that, planning a prayer service. There was a mass that night and they prayed the rosary and stuff on Monday night. I was at the high school all day Tuesday. And then he passed at about 10:45 on Tuesday night. And so then I was there on Wednesday as well so that I could be there for the students and help with the teachers because this is the 3rd student in my 29 years that we've been at Xavier that we've lost. I was campus minister for the other 2 as well. And so I kind of knew what role I needed to play in all of that. So that was on Tuesday and Wednesday that I was at the high school. We tried to get things back a little bit to normal so the kids had some normalcy on Thursday and Friday. And I had other things that I had to do for my job that I do have. And so yesterday was the last day of school for our elementary students and our middle school students. And because I'm not going to be going back to that job next year, I'm going to be done next Friday. It was my last day. And so there were a lot of tears shed again yesterday. 29 years is a long time to be at a school. And I love those little kiddos and all their little hugs. And some of them were crying as well. So to say it was an emotional week and I needed to be here with all of you to stamp with you and to share my passion for stamping and to get back in my stamp room is an understatement. So I'm so glad that you're joining me today. And I'm sorry I'm sharing all this with you, but so many of you said that you were praying for Jacob and for his family and for his friends. And I really do appreciate that because honestly, our teachers, our students, they need all of those prayers. It's been a really rough year for our teachers, and this just kind of added to all of it. But Jacob saying, from what I've learned, because I didn't know him well enough to know this, but one of his best friends had bracelets made for him. And anytime somebody was going through a difficult time, his saying was, give it to God. And so I'm wearing this as a reminder as tough things get tough and things don't always go the way that we want, right? That we give it to God. And then his name is on the back of it as well. So thank you guys so much for your support of the family and support of me, really, too. I really do appreciate it. Even though I've never met some of you, I really felt your prayers and I really felt your concern for the family and for his friends in our school community. So thank you very much. I do have some prizes to give away and I have an apology to make. So before I left for Orlando, I did not, I thought I did, but I did not get my prizes in the mail to my award winners from May 10th, 3 weeks ago. And so when I cleaned my desk yesterday, so I had to get all of my swaps designed before I left for Orlando, and I got them all designed. Then when I came back, I had meetings that I had at my new job. Plus I was trying to finish up the job that I'm in right now. And I was trying to get all those swaps done. So I just anytime I could find time, I was making swaps. And when I left for the cottage on Friday, which I really needed to get away, when I left for the cottage on Friday, I had one card left to go. And I was like, oh, I don't have it. It was 1 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, I need to go to bed. I can get this done on Monday. I'll come home early from the cottage and I'll get it done. Well, you know what just all happened. So anyway, my desk was just heaping with things. And when I finally unpacked it all last night, because I got that swap done and I started to design for today, I unpacked it and I'm like, oh, the prizes are here for Lori and for, I think it was Julie. So I do have those and they will be going out with these today. So anyway, that they will be going out and I apologize to you for that. Okay, we need to give away some other prizes. So last time that we were here, we made this card with some of our new product and it opens a little bit different. It flips open like that. This will be going to Marva Dahoney and I will get this out in the mail. I'm going to try to get them out today when I'm done with this. And then for sharing, so anytime you make a comment, whether it be in YouTube or Facebook, anything like that, I put your name into a drawing. You all get assigned a number, and then I end up picking a number, and whoever is assigned to that number wins these cards. And also, if you share, it's the same thing. So somewhere you should see a share button, or if you just share the link with somebody, make sure you write like Becky just did on YouTube. She wrote shared. And I'm sure that there's somebody on Facebook that did too. I didn't go back to my comments here. Let's see. I'm sure there's somebody on Facebook that hit. Yes, Lisa is on Facebook. I'm not hooked up to my phone anymore, you guys. I have a new system. We'll have to see how it works today. But anyway, receiving this card, we did it with that fun cone card. And I always need belated birthday cards because I always forget to get them there in the mail on time. For sharing, this is going to Mary Linsmeyer. So Mary, I will get that. I'll get it out in the mail to you probably. And then for placing an order, it's been 3 weeks. So I have names here. And I actually have 2 prizes. I don't know where my second prize went. I had it in my hands. I wonder if I set it down. It's easy to do. Here it is. I'm going to pick 2 winners because it's been 3 weeks and, because of that. All right, I have all of the names. And some people placed 2 orders in that 3-week time period. And so I did put your name in here twice if you did that. So somebody could win both of these. So the first prize is going to be a pack of these shades of green hexagon adhesive back sequins. These are wonderful. And receiving these, let me go ahead and pick a name from here, is Kathy Kessler. So Kathy, I'm going to tape this to here so that I know this is yours. And I will get this out to you. And then the second one is going to be some of this washi tape that is new, which is phenomenal. I was going to use that this week, and I decided I'm going to wait till next week to use that. Let me get another one here. Receiving that is Denise Umlaut. So Denise, I will get that out in the mail, or we'll connect. Maybe we'll go out for a drink. You had borrowed a stamp set that we have to get back to me, so maybe we'll just meet for a drink and I'll give you your prize. All right, so those are our winners. Okay, I think, let me put this all over here. I need some room for stamping. Okay, let's put that there for now. I'm going to put all the rest of the names in the garbage so I don't have more stuff on my desk. Okay, time to change to my new camera. I got a document camera, and we're going to see how that works. So we're going to go here. And it looks pretty good other than the shadows. Let me, there we go. Just going to adjust this a little bit. I jumped on just a little bit later than I wanted to, so I'm going to go ahead and turn my overhead lights off. And hopefully we're bright enough yet. Oh, we are. Okay, good. This is nice because then I don't have to use my phone. I just have to use my, let's see here, my computer and this little document camera that I have. It looks like it's I think it's going to be okay. It looks like I'm kind of on an angle, but I think that's okay. All right, this first card that I'm going to be making, I'm going to get all of these birthday cards, set these over here in a little bucket that I have. Somebody had asked me, I had done this card for a swap, and Karen Titus had on her page, she had shown the card. And so somebody reached out to me and they're like, can I get the dimensions for that? And I said, how about if I just demonstrate it on one of my lives? So that's what I'm doing today. I'm demonstrating that. I'm going to just see if I can straighten this up a little bit yet. It's going to be a little bit of getting used to with this new camera. It's so tiny. There we go. We'll see if that works. Okay, so we are going to be using some of our new in colors. We are going to be using some of our cloud cover and secret sea. And so I'll put these dimensions down here, and then I'll put them down with the card afterwards as well. So our card base is 9 inches by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5 1/2. Okay, then my mats for the DSP. So I'm going to mat some DSP on some of our secret sea. And the mats for that are, one of them is 1 3/4 by 4. And the other one is 3 1/4 by 4. Okay, so they're just going to kind of go like that in those two sections. Pretty easy, right? Then I've got my DSP. I'm using this one that has a little bit of cloud cover in it. This one is 1 1/2 by 3 3/4. And then I'm using a floral pattern as well. This has been my favorite pattern. I had to go borrow some from Lisa because I didn't have enough for my card, my Stamp-A-Stack. This one is 3 by 3 3/4. Isn't that pretty? It has the timid tiger. It has a little summer splash. It has the secret sea, and it has the cloud cover in it as well with some of the shades. So very, 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 very pretty paper. I then have an inside piece that measures 3 1/4 by 4, and I have a strip that's 5/8 of an inch strip. This is timid tiger that we're going to put our greeting on. I also did cut out, or punch out, I should say. This is a 2 3/8 inch circle punch. All right, so I'll put this aside, but I'll put it back again once we have our card made. All right, I have this for our envelope, and then this is for some stamping, and we have to do some stamping on here and on here and on here. So I'm going to set this stuff aside, And we'll take our pieces that we need to stamp on. All right, let's get organized here a little bit. So the flowers are coming from the Pretty Florals stamp set. These are two-step stamping. So you can either use this flower right here, or you could use this one. This is the one we're going to use because I thought it matched a little bit better with what was on our paper. You've got a couple of different stems and leaves, and then a couple of other flowers as well. There are also dies that coordinate with this that are called Pretty Florals. And you can see you can cut out the flowers. They also have some flowers that are not part of the stamps that you can cut out and layer as well. And then the greetings are going to come from the right words. I love this stamp set. I've used it so much. All right, let's go ahead and set this aside and we'll do our stamping. I'm using Secret C for all of my greetings and for the little stems. So I'm going to start with the 5/8 inch piece of Timid Tiger. And I'm just going to stamp. I'm going to stand up so I can. This camera is a lot smaller to have to look over, which is kind of nice. Thinking of you, that looks pretty good. I can do better when I can actually see what I'm doing. I'm also going to, on my scrap, nope, I'm sorry, on my circle, I'm going to stamp the petals, and I'm going to, on my inside piece, stamp those petals as well. And then my greeting, thinking of you, and I love this for the inside, and I'm going to put it down here. So I have a whole bunch of space to write a little message up on the top. Okay, then we're going to use, I'm going to close up the Secret C. I love this shade of blue. If you are blue people, this is so pretty. It's so rich looking. I love it. Then we have our Timid Tiger. And I'm going to do the detail in full strength. I'm going to attempt to do this here. Okay, and then I'm going to do the fill stamped off once and then put over the top of that. Okay, and I'm going to stamp these again so that I can cut them out and put them on here. So again, I'm going to do the detail in full strength. And then I'm going to stamp off. And put that on there. So we are done with all of our stamping. And if I pull these dies back in again, we have dies that match. That you would just run that right through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And through the magic of TV, I have that done for us already. Okay, so I did cut those out already for us. I'm going to set these aside because I can use that again. And now we are ready to put our card together. This is a fun fold, but it's a super easy fun fold. This card swap that I was in, we had to do a fun fold. We were supposed to focus on the new in colors and new product from the catalog. And so this was the card that I ended up making for it because it used 3 of the new in colors and it was a fun fold and it used new product. So I thought it fits the bill. All right, let's go ahead. Looks like I'm going to run out of seal here, or my Stampin' Seal. Almost to the end. We use it sparingly. Okay, so that's going to be our front. And then we're going to put this right on that other side. Angelique likes this pattern too. I just love this pattern. The other colors in it are very pretty as well. Oh, Cheryl, you were the one that asked about it. Thank you I'm glad that you asked. I'm always happy. If you see some of my stuff out there and I haven't demonstrated it and you'd like to see how to make it, I am always happy to do that. All right, then this is going to go inside of here. Just like that. I don't want the white to show, so I'm just going to keep it a little bit off to the side. And our flowers, let's go ahead and add some Wink of Stella to them. Now I do have a new Wink of Stella because my Stellas were almost all dead. So I'm just going to add a little, looks like my die might have slipped a little bit when I was running this through here. All of a sudden this morning, I'm like, oh shoot, I never cut the flowers because I had made the card already. I cut all the cardstock, but I didn't go back and cut the flowers. So we're going to take some dimensionals. I'm going to use my mini dimensionals here. I'm going to I probably could have just put one big one on that big one, but these little ones are going to need little ones. Okay, and then this I'm going to just trim on an angle like that. And like that. So I could stamp another one here if I wanted to. Just wanted to make sure I had enough in case I messed up and had to go ahead and cut it again. We're going to go ahead and put these. This one goes in here. I'm going to just trim this a little bit. I didn't do a very good job of die cutting that. Like I said, I threw it in quickly this morning. I didn't even put a Post-it note or anything to hold it in place. And I do need some, I just purchased some new plates. They just came this week because I knew that my plates were getting really, really bad. Okay, that's going to go there. And we're going to put this here. So I'm going to put some little dimensionals along the bottom. I'm going to put a little adhesive right here. And I am going to pop this up on dimensionals. I like to put a lot of dimensionals on. I want to make sure that I have them like in the center and stuff so that when they do go through the mail, the card doesn't get demolished. I'm just going to put that there. Pop these off. Put that. I don't want the circle to be showing, so I'm going to go up until about where the circle is. Make sure I have that straight. I have a little bit of adhesive in there. Then I have to grab some dots. I didn't grab those either. Oh, let's see. I'm going to use the new In Color dots. I have to go grab some. Hang tight. Goodness, I was not prepared for this card. I did not put any of the gems in here. All right, this is our new In Color, these pearls. They're called In Color Flat Pearls, and they are really flat, which is what I love about them. I'm going to take the littlest one, and I'm going to add that. Come on. Down here. And then the next two, I'll put right up here where there's a little bit of space. All right, so there is our first card. It is a fun fold. Folds just a little bit different. Doesn't use a lot of designer paper, 2 different patterns. and just very, very simple. Really the designer paper does a lot of the work in this one, but I love the floral design as well. So let's go ahead and add our DSP to the flap of our envelope. I am almost out of seal, and I don't see another one. Usually I have a couple of them sitting on my desk, but I just basically took stuff off my desk. I have to clean my whole room today, which is good. I'm going to be getting set up. For those of you who are local, next weekend, yes, next Saturday is the used stamp sale at Kathy Miller's house in Sherwood, and I will send information about that. It's going to be going out probably either later today or tomorrow. I always put my stuff out before, and I thought that I had something that I had to go to at the high school for the people that are retiring from the high school, but that's actually Wednesday night. So Thursday night, I will be putting it out at my house for anyone who wants a sneak peek of my stuff before I bring it over to Kathy's. And then Kathy's will be on Saturday. So I will get all that information posted so that you have all the information if you're local and are interested. So there is our first card. And Cheryl, thank you for asking me if you could get the dimensions so that I could do that. Let me go ahead and, speaking of dimensions, let's go ahead and put it right next to the dimensions that we had so that you can take a screenshot if you want with the card and with the dimensions right next to it. Right, so that is our card number 1. Set that off to the side here. I'm going to get all of this stuff out of here as well so that I have some room for card number 2. Like I said, I was going to use the washi tape, but then I thought Father's Day is coming just around the corner, right? I think it's in like 3 weeks maybe. So maybe I should do something for Father's Day. And so I don't have my catalog in here, but I have an extra one. Let me grab that. And one of the papers in with our scrapbooking stuff, I can open this now on TV, which is wonderful. I felt was very, very masculine. And so I ordered the paper. I didn't order the stamp set. Come on, Sarah. Wow, where is it? Did I go past it already? Nope, here it is. This Weekend Adventures, this paper down here. It was very masculine. Like I said, I did not get the stamp set. Those are meant, I think, a little bit more for stamping onto Facebook or onto scrapbook pages. But I mean, you could use some of that stuff in a card as well. But I used just this paper. And I was watching Connie Stewart the other night. I just love her. Simply Simple Stamping. And she did a fun fold that I had never seen before. And so I thought I'm going to redo that for a Father's Day card using that paper. Having a 70th anniversary party. Oh, wow. Lisa, that sounds like a lot of fun, but also a lot of work, right? 70 years. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to keep these here because we're going to do some of the scoring for our card base, and it's going to be a double Z fold, but it's a little bit different, the type of Z fold. I've never seen this type of Z fold before. So we're going to start, our base is going to be basic black, and this measures 4 1/4 by 11, so it's a half a sheet of paper. It says that we need to score it at 2 different places on each end of the 11-inch side. So if I bring in my trimmer, and I apologize for my little light on there, I am going to score it at 1 3/8. So that's before the 1 1/2, because 4/8 is a half. So 1 3/8. and I'm going to score it at 2 3/4 on that side, and I'm going to do it on the other side as well. So 1 3/8 and 2 3/4. Okay, so that's all you have to do for the base. Let me put it over here so you can see this. Then the second Z fold, which is the smaller one, okay, so this measures 8.5 by 1.5, and we're going to score that at 1.5 inches. So the scoring, not the cutting. You got to be careful. I always have to be careful because I've done it more than once. And then 3 inches. Okay, so that's our cutting and our scoring for the Z fold part of this. Okay, then I have some designer paper, and I used the plaid. I thought that that was really, really cool. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have 4 pieces of this stripe, which is the back of the plaid, that measures, they all measure 1 1/8 by 4 inches. And then the back of our card is going to be where we write our greeting. And I wanted a little strip of the plaid again. So this is 1/2 inch by 4 inches. Make sure I got all this in here for you. Okay, there we go. I have to figure out what I can do to make it so it doesn't look like it's on a slant. I think I can adjust that somehow. It's the little buttons on the top. I just got this the other day, so I'm still figuring it out. Okay, then for my front mat, which is going to have my greeting, I have 3.5 by 2 3/4, and that's basic black. And then I have a piece of basic white. No, I don't. Let's grab a piece of basic white. Let me grab some basic white. Here we go. And that is going to be 3 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 2.5. Goodness. Okay, that's going to be for my greeting. And then the back piece where I can write my greeting on is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and then I have these little pieces. So this is Cajun Craze in here. So I did these in Cajun Craze. So I have 2 pieces that are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And I went ahead and ran them through our plaid embossing folder. And then I have one that is 1 1/4 by 4 that I also ran through the plaid. And then this one is going to be for my back. And this is 1 1/8 by 4. And I ran that through the plaid as well. I have a few more pieces than what Connie had in hers because I decided to kind of decorate up the back a little bit too. So I'm going to get this out of here until my card is finished. All right, so folding it. What we're going to do is on this end, we're going to fold on the right-hand side. We're going to fold this over like that. And here's my phone folder. And then we're going to fold it back. Okay, so that when it goes in my envelope, it's going to be flat. Okay, and we're going to do just the opposite. I'm going to fold this in, and I'm going to fold that back. Okay, so it looks like that. It's actually like a Z and a Z, and then we're going to have a Z in the front as well. It's almost going to be like a triple Z fold. We've got a double. It's kind of like an extra pullout that you have. So we've got our little Z here, we've got our little Z here, and this is going to be our, and this is going to go across the top here. Okay, so this one is going to fold up like this so that I can put it like that, and then this one's going to go like that, so I can put this right across the top there like that and pull it out. Okay, but before we do that, we're going to add all of the different pieces. Should we stamp first or should we add? Let's stamp first, then we can put everything together all at once. Okay, so I'm going to need, this is going to be what would normally be the inside of my card, but it's actually going to be the back of my card. And then we need this, which is going to be the front greeting. All right, what I'm going to use for our Father's Day card is I'm going to use He's the Greatest, but I had to use it with She's the Greatest. I feel like you need these two together because these have all the words, but these have all the things like happy day, you're the best, for the coolest, all of those types of things. And then, and even the things like pet, like if you wanted to do pet dad instead of pet mom, or dog mom or dog dad. Okay, so I think you probably need these two together if you wanted to do male things, world's greatest dad. All right, so we are going to use, this is Memento ink, but I put it in one of our white craft ink pads because they come uninked. And so I just added with the re-inker of Memento, I made that a black pad. And I have some Cajun Craze. And I want to make sure that I'm down far enough on this one because this top part actually is going to get connected to our fold. What's the name of this DSP? Lisa's asking. It is, what did I say? Wild Adventure something. Let me find it again in here. Right here it is. Weekend Adventures. Okay, it is on page 73. Now there is a sticker sheet, but I was able to get just the DSP. So if you put in Weekend Adventures, there will be the option of just the DSP or the DSP with the stickers. Let me see if I can give you the, so here's the paper, and it's just the paper. And the code for it was 167312. 167312. Weekend Adventures Designer Series paper. And it's very masculine. There aren't a lot of, the turtles you could use as masculine, but there aren't necessarily a ton of papers in the sweets that are masculine. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh, Father's Day, I need to get that paper. So I ended up getting the paper. And when I got home from Florida, it was with my stuff. So I'm like, yay, I can do a Father's Day card. All right. So we're going to use the, where's the stamp? Oh, I pulled it out already. We're going to use the Cajun Craze for the word dad. And like I said, I'm going to keep it a little bit towards the bottom because I do have to tape this to the top of that Z fold. So I'm going to go ahead and do dad. And then in the black, I'm going to do world's greatest. You're the best. No, you're the best. You're the best dad. I thought I was going to do world's greatest, but I ended up doing you're the best. Okay, and it is down because, like I said, we are going to be gluing something so that this would be, it's going to be glued to the top of our card. Right, and then on the inside, I'm going to start with the word fathers, and I'm going to do this in the right corner. And I'm going to do the happy and the day above and below it. Oops, I got that a little crooked, but that's okay. It's homemade, right? Yeah. Happy Father's Day. And we're going to add that little strip of paper here, but we have to attach it so that I know exactly where to put that strip of paper. Okay, let's put this stuff away. I'm going to keep my baker's twine out here, and I'm going to keep my gems out here. Otherwise, that can all go away. All right, let's start by attaching, and I'm going to go get a refill already of my seal because I can see that I'm almost done. That I won't have to get up when in the middle of making it. Okay, so we're going to start by putting designer paper on. We're going to skip this one right here, and we're going to do the other 3. I have to add the other Z fold before I put that piece on. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one here. And this one is going to go here. See, I told you it was going to run out. Okay, so when you're refilling these, some people don't like our seal because they say they can't figure out how to use it. The biggest thing is to make sure you get all the goopy goop out of right here and right here, because it can sometimes get attached to the plastic. And so the more goopy goop you have there, the easier it is for the tape to get stuck to it. So when I fill it, I always clean that out good. And then pop in that, and we close it, and we're ready to go again. Okay, and then we've got, this is going to go in the center section. So like I said, the DSP does a lot for this card. There isn't a lot of die cutting. There isn't any die cutting, really. You could call this a stamp, ink, and paper card. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Then you're going to take these little, make sure I put it on the right side. These are squares, so it shouldn't matter which way you put it on. Just want the embossed part out, not the debossed. And then before I put this one on, actually I gotta make sure I have the right one, the thicker one, this one. I'm going to wrap some black baker's twine around here. This is from our Essentials Baker's Twine. Comes with 5 colors. I'm just going to do it twice. And then you can either use liquid glue because it's embossed, or you can just make sure you get a lot of glue on it. Oh, Mary, you're just jumping on. You actually won, so I don't mean to ruin the surprise, but you won one of my drawings. Okay, so that's going to go like that. Right, and then I'm just going to take a little bit more. Since there's 2 pieces, double this up so we get 2 of the little tails as well. I don't, all thumbs here. All right, and we'll just go ahead and trim that and trim that. That looks kind of masculine, right? Had more than I probably needed there. Okay, so that's going to be ready to go to add to our card. We still need to add these pieces over here. Let's go ahead and do that while I'm thinking of it. So this is going to be where you write your little greeting along the back. But this card closes like this, so I thought it would be fun. This is where I added something different than what Connie had on her card. Just going to butt this right up to the black like that. And that's going to go right in there. So that in the back, I can write my little greeting And that kind of matches up with the front as well. All right, so this piece right here is going to attach to that. And then when we fold it flat, it should match right up to that. And then we're going to cover that front flap with this piece that we haven't used yet. So I need to go ahead and put adhesive. Has anyone else seen this fold before? Or did anybody else watch Connie? I think it was on, was it Thursday maybe that she went live and did this? Whoops. So I'm putting it right up to that corner. Then I'm going to fold it in flat like that and get that folded, and it should go right to this corner as well. It looks like I might have to trim just a tad bit off, but it should be pretty close if you follow the dimensions. Sometimes, you know, you can be off just a little bit when you cut something. I'm just going to trim this just a tad. Okay, and then our piece of designer paper that we had left, our fourth one. So we did 1, 2, 3. Here's our fourth one. That's just going to go right on here. Look at that fun fold, and it stands up. And what we're going to do with our greeting is we're going to attach this to this mat. Thought about doing Cajun Craze here, but I ended up going with black. You could do either one probably. Lisa said her husband has a flannel shirt. I'm going to add glue along the top here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this flat. I'm going to sneak this. Now it does have to go underneath that little fold there. And I want this to be centered right and left. So you can kind of see I'm not completely pushing this down. And it looks like I have to come this way just a tad. Make sure I'm straight. I'm going to look on it straight here. Push it up a little bit. The hardest part is putting this little piece in here and trying to get it straight. There we go. So you could do like a happy birthday there. So you could make this a little bit if you wanted to. You could have it hang down a little bit more because look at how much room we have that you could actually go down if you wanted to. All right, so it stands up like that when you pull it out. Woohoo! All right, and then I have some of our neutral matte dots. And since I smeared a little bit of my Cajun Craze, I will fix that before it goes out to anybody. Since my little tie is over more to the right, I thought I would put the 2 dots that I'm going to use because I'm going to use 3 total. Whoops. I'm going to use 2 dots, a small one and a big one over on the left side. And then just a small one over on the right side. Kind of balance it with that knot a little bit. So you're the best dad. Okay, and then you flip it over. Happy Father's Day, and you can write your little greeting on it. It's a wow card. Yeah, it is a wow card. I had a lot of fun with it. But really, I didn't have to die cut anything. I didn't have to do, I mean, it's a great masculine card because I think, at least from my experience with my brothers and even my dad and stuff, I think when they get a card from me, when it does stuff like this, they look at it and like, oh my gosh, you made this? How did you do that? And they're looking all over trying to figure out how in the world did you put all of that together type thing, where if you have to cut everything out and you're having to do all that and it's just a normal card, they like it. Don't get me wrong. They've always liked my cards, but I think when I do stuff like this, even though this was super easy, they'll probably look at this and be pretty awed by it because of the fold. So, all right, let's add a little strip of designer paper to the flap of our envelope, and we will have a Father's Day card all set to go. So somebody next week for sharing will win this fancy fold. Go ahead and keep cut around this. And look at that. You can even put it in this envelope and have that little plaid on the outside before they open it. So you're the best dad. Happy Father's Day, all set to go. And then those cards that you need, like you don't want to have to take time to make them. I always think thinking of you and sympathy cards are the ones that I like to have on hand, because if I need something, I want to be able to just grab it and write a message in it and not have to take the time to design something. So there are 2 cards. Let me go ahead and put this with the measurements again. So there are the measurements. There is the card. And I realized I still have to, let me see if I can open it up this way so you can kind of see it a little bit, and then still have the dimensions on there. There we go. Looks like it's a little bit, and I think it's probably because my camera is, I don't know what I have to do. Let's see if I do that. If it does anything. Yeah, I don't know what I have to do to, like I said, it's a new camera. So I don't think, oh, that kind of helped a little bit. I don't know what that did, but oh, maybe not. There we go. Yeah, that did help a little bit. It's clearer, isn't it? See, I just got to learn how to use the camera. I think it's like adjusting to make it so it's not blurry. So there you go. All right. Take a screenshot of that so that you have it. Again, the person I got this from, I want to give credit, was Connie Stewart. She's Simply Simple Stamping. She did one with the SIPs, that paper, along with the neutral, like all of the stuff that looks like burlap and stuff like that with that paper, which that's very masculine as well. So that is our second card. So again, we've got our 2 cards. And now I should be able to easily come back to, let's see, where's my mouse? There it is. Hello, I'm back. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Well, Kelly, I'm happy to teach you. Like I said, I did not make this up. It is all Connie Stewart. I just took her design and kind of made it with some different paper to be able to use the paper that I had in mind for my Father's Day card today. So thank you all for joining me. Now, next weekend, like I said, I have that used stamp sale, and I'm going to be shifting to Tuesdays. I just couldn't do it this last Tuesday after the day that I had. And then every single one of our sports teams had games going on, and we were afraid, what if he dies while the game is going on? And so we had to have an administrator, somebody who was on the trauma response team at every game. And so one counselor went to softball, one counselor went to track and field. Our vice principal went to baseball, and I did soccer. So my niece is on the soccer team, so I could watch her anyway. So it worked out. So I would not have been able to go Tuesday because I was at soccer instead of doing a live. So anyhow, thank you guys so much. Again, I appreciate your support. Like I said, I've never even met some of you before, but I could really feel your support, and that means a lot to me. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you can find some time to be creative this weekend and get some stamping in if possible. And again, I will be live not next Saturday, but the following Tuesday and then I will start doing Tuesdays from there on. So thank you guys so much and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.